in a world where affordable housing has become an afterthought, it's nice to see there's still some heroes out there tackling the affordability crisis. I've got Tavarius Black with me from Maverick Builders. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Man, we're excited to have you to talk about this upcoming project and development that you've created. But first, I want you to tell the people who you are and where you're from.
Oh man, Tavares Black, originally from Sumter, South Carolina. Graduate of Oakwood University, Oakwood College at the time. I'm getting old. Graduated from Oakwood. Been in the North Alabama, Tennessee area for the last 25, 30 years.
So this is home for you.
This is home.
This
I'm
is
not
home.
going nowhere.
We get a lot of transplants. That's why I like to ask the question.
Yeah,
but this sounds like it's home.
It's home now. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So when I met you, probably 7 or 8 years ago, you had a successful pest control company.
Correct.
Were you building back then on the side, or were you full time? Kind of what was your calling into home building?
So I was, like you said, I was in the pest control business, and what happened with I'm a third generation contractor. My father was a contractor. My grandfather was a contractor. And I went a different route. I went in the pest control business, did that for quite some time. But in the midst of me doing pest control, whenever I would go to a client's house, they would always ask, do you know somebody that can do this? So know somebody that can do that. And I ended up, helping them do little odds and ends projects. And it never stopped. And it just grew from that. And I just decided to go get my license, and the rest is history, as they would say.
So tell me, I mean, it was basically in your blood.
It's in my blood.
And so when you finally felt that calling to go actually get the license and take the test, I mean, I bet you were just like overjoyed. And I bet your family was. No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
The test was, the test kicked my tail.
Really?
So oh yeah, that
Yeah.
test is, a lot of people want to be a contractor, but the steps to get there is not the easiest.
Not the easiest.
But truth be told, I didn't want to go the same route as my father and my grandfather growing up. I wanted to go to college and get the degree and do that, do the whole college thing. But somehow, some way, I just ended up right back where it all started.
It was meant to be.
Yes, sir.
It was meant
Yes,
to be.
sir.
No, that's funny. I'm glad that you said that. Even though it's kind of in your blood, still going to take that test, there was still a little hesitation in there, right?
Oh yeah.
There's some obstacles. So even when you have like this dream and you want to go after it, sometimes it's not like, black and white.
Yeah, so I had this mindset going into when I started really taking the class to take the test and all of that. I had this mindset, I only got to pass it one time. And with that mindset, it helped relieve the pressure.
Yeah.
And that's just pretty much how I went at it. Like, we're going to get it done.
That's right.
And we got it done. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love to ask that question because it speaks to who you are as a person, but also speaks to the skill and the care that you're going to put into your product.
Correct.
And speaking of products, we've got something amazing that's about to launch. Actually, this week, I think we have the first one going online. 8 lot community in Arab, Alabama.
Yes, sir.
Man, 3-2 full brick, beautiful. And listen, you don't hear full brick, beautiful, and affordable all together at one time, but that's what you're delivering to the market. So tell me, are you pumped to bring something that's affordable and beautiful to the market?
That is the goal. My whole mindset was there's a lot of ways you can cut costs when you're building. You don't have to have 12 pitches on every roof,
Right.
Which obviously adds a lot more lumber, a lot more shingles,
Right.
the whole nine. If you lower the pitch on the roof, little things like that, you can keep it affordable.
Right.
And so my mindset was everybody's building these massive houses, which is great.
Yeah.
There's a market for it.
Absolutely.
But there's also a market for, the 12 to 1,500 square foot houses.
Right.
And everybody doesn't want the big house.
Everybody does want to clean the big house.
Right, right. So with that in mind, I just said, let's build something affordable, but still nice.
Right.
Something that people can still take pride in.
Right,
So
right. No, I love that. I love that. So the first one that's actually going online first, 3-2, it's called the Roberta. Tell me, is there any significance in that name? And if so, how has that person kind of impacted you in your home building journey?
yes, so there's a gentleman that I've never met,
Okay,
and he is named Robert Wisdom.
okay,
He's my father-in-law.
okay.
So my family on my wife's side, they're the storytellers. So I've heard so many stories about Robert Wisdom from my mother-in-law who just passed, my wife, my brother-in-law, and about 30 to 40 church members about Robert Wisdom. So I learned a lot about the man, and my wife said it'd be cool because I already named one design after my father.
Okay.
So she said to me one day, it'd be really cool if you name a project after
I love that.
my dad. And I said, I got you.
I love that. I
So-
love that. Now, I talk a lot about legacy here, and what a great legacy is when you're gone on and someone still wants to use your name, still
That's right.
is inspired by the things that you've done. So I think that's incredible. Tell me, what kind of challenges have you faced in bringing these 8 homes to market? And throughout the process, have you always been confident in your decision to do this project, or has any doubt ever crept in?
Oh, doubt. Anytime you're doing something of this magnitude, it's going to be some challenges.
Right.
And with those challenges, there will be doubt. You might second guess yourself every now and then, but as long as you keep pushing. And some of the challenges we face, it's a rural area. And if you know anything about rural areas, the guidelines aren't clear.
Right.
And with the guidelines not being clear, we have to go to this jurisdiction and find out this, and this jurisdiction and find out that. Is there enough water in the area to facilitate that many new homes? It makes a difference in how you just, normally go in and boom, you're ready to go. But with those different, challenges, it slowed us down a little bit, but we're still pushing. We're still good.
Yeah, no, I think, again, the talk right now is affordability. And I don't think people understand the different things behind the scenes that goes into being able to bring an affordable project to market. It's not just about the actual home that you build, right? It's
That's
infrastructure, it's zoning or no zoning. It's, like you said, trying to chase down, the rules and what you have to do. And so I know personally you went through a few challenges with this project, but man, you've been like, one foot in front of the next.
Right.
And you've been on a mission. So it's been great to kind of see this happening. So as we get closer to going on the market, I think the best person to ask this particular question is going to be the person that actually built the home. So if there was a home buyer out there looking for a product and they were trying to choose between your product and a production builder's product, what would you say to them to make them say, hey, I need a Maverick builder?
First off, I would say let's compare apples to apples. That's number one.
Okay.
What does my competitor's 3-2 look like?
Right.
Is there a full brick?
Right.
At the same price point? Are you getting the amenities in the house for the same price? That would be the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is my goal was also to build in areas where there's not a lot of traffic. Open up some new areas, but also build in areas where it can't get cluttered.
Right.
It can't get so much hustle and bustle when other contractors come in and other developers come in, and you feel like you got to move in 5 years. So I would say those would be a couple of things that make sure we're looking at apples to apples.
Right.
That would be the main thing.
Right, right. No, I agree with you, man. And just walking through the product as you had it constructed, the views, man, it's like really
Yes, sir.
peaceful and
Yes, sir.
awesome views. And like I said, you get the full brick. The back porch is, I mean, is incredible. So just, in my experience in real estate, just comparing your product to production build, you didn't cut corners.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, even though it's affordable, doesn't mean that it has to be, not desirable.
That's
And
right.
so we appreciate that. So after Next Home has sold these eight houses for you, what is next for Maverick Builders?
Take over the world.
I love it.
No, I'm just playing. I really like the idea of finding, small tracts of land and building 8 to 10 at a time, instead of trying to get so big where that quality does take a hit.
Right.
It's not necessarily about the numbers for me, more than down the road when I drive by, is that house still in good shape?
I love that. I love that. And I think you can also add that to reasons why someone should pick your product over a
That's
production build. So, Tiberius, man, thank you so much for coming by today. And I want everyone to be on the lookout for the product that's going to drop this week. T, how can they get a hold of you?
Maverick Builders, we're online. But if you want to get a hold of me for a house coming up, Kel Mitchell, that's my